my artist. Welcome back. So today we're going to take a trip to Africa, all right, or Kenya. Kenya is a country inside the continent of Africa, and we're going to be looking at some art that they do in Africa. In Africa, they have a bunch of tribes there, oftentimes have certain crafts that they do, and they will sell. They learn that craft at a young age, really young, 5, 6, 7, sometimes even younger, and they learn that craft and get really good at it, and then they sell the craft to support their families. So today's craft is going to be something called Kente cloth. And it is a weaving that they do. This is just a weaving made out of paper, but they actually use material and string that they make, and they weave into a cloth, and they wear that cloth as a drapery or as a dress. And the fun thing about this is that the designs and the colors of the kente cloth are very purposeful, and they're important to their country. It's a tradition that they do, or to their tribe. Different tribes all over Africa do it, some in Kenya, some all over, and they the pattern, the design, the color all means something. Like some have spiritual meaning, or might have meaning of royalty. It just depends on the color and the design that they have chosen and the symbols they have chosen. So today we're going to have fun with this. We're going to do a weaving project, and we're going to get started. All right. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is there are two parts to weaving. There is the loom, okay, and the loom is this white piece, and I purposely done it as white so I could show you the difference. So the loom is the background, the white piece, the piece that we cut slits in, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. And a weft. The weft are the pieces, like this piece, that we weave in and out of the loom, okay? So every weaving, whether you do material or yarn or string or whatever you do, has a loom, and it has weft pieces, all right? So today we're going to start by making our loom, all right? Let's get started, and you're going to be able to use just something you have at home, okay? So find any piece of paper. It doesn't have to be white. I just used white so that you could see it, and it is what I had, okay? So we're going to fold it in half. I'm folding it the wrong way. We're going to fold it hot dog style, okay? So we're going to fold it long ways, okay? And then I'm going to show you, I'm going to take this piece, this weft piece that I cut, and I'm going to show you, I don't have a ruler, so I'm just going to use this as a ruler, and I'm going to show you how to cut your weft pieces, or how to cut your loom, okay? So this is your loom. Let me tilt my camera for you. Okay, so let me move all my other pieces out of the way so I can show you here. So I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to leave a little bit of space on the end and on the top half here. So when I have this folded, the open piece is facing me, okay? And the folded piece is facing away from me, okay? I'm going to cut on the folded piece, and I'm going to take about 1 finger length, and I'm going to lay my finger there. That's where I'm going to stop when I'm cutting, okay? So I'm going to draw a line, okay? And I know when that line stops, I'm going to stop it. I'm going to stop cutting. Then I'm going to go on the other side, and I'm going to draw a line on the other side of that. And I'm going to kind of try to line it up so that it's even. All my lines are even. And that way my loom is equal distance apart, okay? And anybody can do this. Now, when I cut my loom, sometimes I don't make marks on my loom. Sometimes I just start cutting, and that's fine, but then they might not be the same distance apart and they might get kind of crooked. So sometimes I like that and I want that look. But today I wanted to just show you how to do this where they're evenly spaced, okay? All right, so I'm just gonna keep going to the end of my paper until I get far enough. So I just got to the end and I can't get another piece on the end. So I'm gonna stop there, all right? And I realize that I need to do one more on this side. Okay, so right here, if you look right here, okay, I have cut and I've left a space, a finger length space. You could even leave two if you wanted to be safe, on the edge of my folded paper that opens up, okay? Then I'm gonna take my scissors, okay, and I'm gonna cut from here up to here, and I'm gonna stop at the end, okay? You don't wanna go any further because you don't wanna cut your strips off. You're just gonna cut on the folded piece, clear up to here, okay? All right, let's do that together. So in order to cut this, I'm gonna turn this with the folded piece towards me and the open piece towards the camera so that I can easily access the lines and be able to cut. And this is the way you'll want to cut too. You'll want to cut the folded piece towards you with the open piece away from you, okay? And then you're just going to cut on each line and you're going to stop before you get to that end. You're going to stop where the line ends, okay? And if you feel more comfortable leaving more of an edge, like maybe 2 fingers width or 3 fingers width out, you'll just have more of a border. So feel free to do that, okay? All right, now that I've cut my loom, I'm going to open it up. And now I have my loom. This is the base for my weaving. Now I'm going to make my weft pieces. That's W-E-F-T, weft, all right? And what I did was I took paper. A lot of times in Africa, they'll use vibrant colors. You'll see a lot of greens and reds and yellows. And again, they have certain meaning in different tribes, okay? So I took a piece of paper. I chose colored paper. If you only have white paper, no fear. Just color the strips or you can make designs on them with your crayons, all right, or markers. So I went ahead, just like I made lines on my loom, I made lines on a piece of paper, and I made the lines going long ways, okay, horizontally, and I turned my paper landscape or horizontal, okay, and now that I've made all of my lines in equal distance and I used a straight edge, now this is the fun thing about weaving. You can make lines and pieces that are all wonky if you want, but I just chose to make a straight edge across, okay? And I wanted all my pieces to be the same width. You don't have to do that. You can make it your own and make it kind of crazy. It's kind of fun to do sometimes, all right? So I have a green, a red, and a yellow piece of paper, and I'm just gonna cut all 3 pieces at the same time and cut my weft pieces, all right? I'm gonna cut those and then I'll come back and show you what to do next. Now that all your weft pieces are done, you're going to take a marker of any kind and you can do colors, you can do black, and you're gonna simply draw lines on your weft pieces. They can be wiggly lines, they can be straight lines. You could do dots. You're just doing different types of design. and line. And again, in these patterns and these lines, they all in the Africa culture, they mean something. They have special meaning. And depending on the tribe and the culture, the different marks may mean different things. So you could make your own marks that mean something special to you. Now I'm going to take my loom and lay it flat. And now I'm going to do the weaving. Weaving is something that can sometimes get frustrating at the first go. But remember that when you make a mistake, don't get upset. Just make it a happy accident. And the fun thing about this is you can pull the weft piece out of the loom and start over, okay? Don't tack anything down or glue anything down until you have looked and double checked and made sure that all of your weft pieces are put in correctly. So what I'm doing now is I have started on this side and I just weaved this webbed piece in and out of my loom. So you can see that it's on top here, it's on bottom here, on top, on bottom, on top, on bottom, on top, on bottom, on top, on bottom. Now I'm going to take another weft piece, and this time I don't want to start on top because I want it to look kind of like a checkerboard. So I'm going to start here. I have my white and it's underneath my white piece, and then I'm going to take my weft piece and I'm going to weave it in and out. Whoop. And so sometimes you just kind of have to work with it, kind of have to be if it doesn't go right the first time, it's no big deal. Just try again. And again, I'm doing each weft piece. I'm not gluing or taping and doing anything secure until I'm completely done and I can go back and double check my work, okay? So this time I'm going to start on top and weave in and out. Okay, and when I'm completely done with all of my pieces, I'm going to go back and double check my work. And you can notice, so this weft piece is kind of moved up a little bit. If I want to move it a little bit closer so I can get more weft pieces in, I definitely can do that, okay? Okay, so now I have finished my pattern. I did a pattern of green, red, yellow, green, red, but you don't have to do that pattern. You could just do whatever you wanted to. You could even do the same colors clear across if you wanted to. Now, to check my work, I'm going to just go through and make sure that every other one is white and the other piece is colored. So colored white, colored white, colored white, colored white, colored white. And then I'm just going to do that clear across in each row. Okay, and double check and make sure that my work is right and it looks right. And sometimes it's helpful to have someone else check if you want. Now, sometimes you'll have little pieces hang over the edge like this. So before I cut those, I'm going to fix all of my little doors. So I'm going to take glue or tape and I'm going to lift the door on this side and put a little bit of glue down, press it. I might hold it for 10 seconds or so. Okay, and I'm going to do this on this edge, and then I'm going to move to the other edge and I'm going to do it as well on it. Now, I'm not finished quite yet with gluing. I need to turn this over and look, it is plain on the back side of it. It's just green, red, and yellow. So if you wanted to, you could do designs on this side as well. Then when I am done gluing all of my little doors shut here, if I have any edges hanging over, I can just take scissors and snip those, all right? So here is your Kente cloth made out of a loom. I hope you have fun making this, and remember, don't get stressed out about weaving. Just make it a happy accident and have fun creating, all right, guys? I'd love to see your work, so take a picture and post it, all right? Have fun creating.